So, here's a question. If you had the opportunity to go back and relive the last year of your high school life, to try and just basically do things differently with the knowledge you have today, would you do it? Alright, so ReLife basically asks you that question, and I guess they kind of answer it too. But basically, yeah, that's the whole premise of ReLife. What is up, YouTube? It's RSMario. I'm bringing you another anime first impressions. This time we're talking about ReLife. Alright, so ReLife follows Arata Kaizaki, and basically he is a 27-year-old, 28-year-old loser who basically is recently unemployed, and he's trying to kind of like, he's struggling in that weird point in life between your 20s and your 30s where it's like, hey, you should have done something by now, but you didn't, so you're kind of screwed. And it's kind of like, wow, I see myself here. But yeah, he's living that part of life, and he's just trying to get by. He's pretending to have a job in front of his friends, but he doesn't, and he's not successful. And you know the Japanese culture, where you kind of have the whole base is basically a linear culture. So you go to high school, you go to college, you get a job. That's what it is right there. And if you don't do that, I think you're considered a NEET. That's pretty much where this guy is right now. And he's trying to find a way to live his life. And so then this shady dude comes up there and offers him basically a way to do that. He says you can go back to high school. We will make you a 17-year-old again with this new drug called ReLife, so you can rebuild your life. And he accepts. Even though he doesn't remember it because he was drunk, he accepts. I have to say, the story is pretty interesting. I mean, for me, it's a pretty interesting introduction into a genre I really don't play around in, and that's slice of life. I mean, I might dabble here and there for comedy's sake, but I'm not a huge slice of life person. I need action. I need blood, boobies, explosions. I need something. I'm American, let me go, okay? But I need something in my anime, and I'm not quite sure if this is gonna have it. Only 3 episodes in, but I have to say, I kind of like the show. Now, of course, I do see there are some tropes here. I don't know all the tropes of your typical slice of life show because I don't watch them, but I do see some tropes. I mean, I see there's a clingy chick, there's your tsundere chick. There is the kind of like show off dude who's oblivious to stuff that goes on around him. There is, I guess, the serious bully guy. There's the help everyone guy, and then there's the quiet chick who's probably a love interest somewhere down the line. But you've got your tropes all in a row. So let's see how this plays out. And somebody in this group is probably also another ReLifer. I guarantee you that there's somebody else in this group who's a ReLifer. I don't know who it is. It's probably one of the chicks. I wouldn't be surprised who doesn't end up with the chick who's also a ReLifer, so it's not a sad story. Because, of course, if, once the ReLife program is over after a year, you grow up again and no one remembers who you are because that 17-year-old self is not a person anymore. So no one remembers that person. So it would be a sad ending to a romance show if the romance ended like that. So he's probably going to get with the ReLife person who's in the group, whoever she may be. But yeah, so that's about it for this one. I am going to give the show a, I'm going to follow this. I'm going to follow this show. I might end up dropping it, but I'm definitely giving it a follow it for right now. So follow this show. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, keep it real.